On today's episode, we're going to talk about the beginning of your novel. Where do you start? How do you avoid the dreaded info dump? Well, I will give you a sneak peek into my chaotic brain and show you my plan of action. Hello here, Lieblings. I'm Madi, science fiction and fantasy author who's been living in southern Germany since 2014. Oh, this one needs a nap. Huh? Do you need a nap? What's wrong? Today, we're going to talk about how to begin a novel. I made a video not too long ago about writing advice for beginners, and I will use the same preface. I recommend you research all the advice from different authors and try them. In all that noise, you will find out what process works best for you in your writing journey, but you won't know until you try. It's tedious, I know, but once you find your process, it will make your writing flow. But before we get started, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell if you haven't already. Here on Adventures of Lamadi, we talk about writing, living abroad, and everything in between. So I will show you how I tackle my first chapter from two angles. I pantsed the God Queen, and I plotted The Last Imperator. So I can tell you my processes for both plotting and pantsing, and hopefully you'll find something useful. One of my biggest flaws as an author is that I love conflict. Give me conflict. Give me the complex storylines. Give me. Not everyone likes that though. And when you're writing science fiction or fantasy, you have to be careful to not dump too much on your readers. Otherwise, they'll get overwhelmed and likely stop reading. So essentially, both processes depend on lists. So let's start with the God Queen. Like I said, I had pants the story and I wrote everything I wanted and I let my characters dictate where the story went, and it resulted in an epic soap opera of space operas. Once I started working with an editor and I got feedback about having too much conflict, I had to make a decision. My editor had recommended that I make a list of all the conflicts that take place in the God Queen and decide what are the ones that I want to keep, what secondary ones help the main plot line, and what can be used in another book. The Last Imperator came about from all the conflicts I took out of earlier drafts of the God Queen. An entire book. So you obviously don't have to trash what you take out. It can be a whole other book. Anyway, I liked my editor's idea, like for this whole list bit, so I decided to use the same principle in my first few chapters. That question being, what information am I introducing to my readers? Once you have a list of all that information and introductions you have included, you begin to see how much info dumping or not enough you have in those chapters. Then you can work accordingly. I think having a list helps you have a better overview of what you want your readers to learn about your protagonist and world in a short time. Now, if you're plotting, like I did with The Last Imperator, then you use that list to decide what is the information you want to incorporate in those first few chapters. With that list, I decided which chapters were better suited for what information in my plotting. That way, I could also spread out the information and not force feed it into my readers in the first chapter. That's not fun. And remember that the information has to be important to the big picture of your story. Either way, I have found having lists has helped me from doing too much info dumping and keeping my writing efficient whether I am plotting or pantsing. What do you think? How do you avoid info dumps? Let me know in the comments below. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and give this video a thumbs up. It lets me and YouTube know that you like content like this and you want to see more. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions or there's a certain topic you would like to see on this channel. If you want fun escapism, my space fantasy The God Queen is available in ebook, paperback, and hardback, and the sequel The Last Imperator is available for pre-order. Also, don't forget to sign up for the TLI pre-sale giveaway. If you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get the first 6 chapters of The God Queen as well as the prequel short story The Knight and the Goddess, so sign up! Also, if you've read any of my work or the work of your favorite author, please leave a review because they really help us authors out and it is free to do so. And don't forget to connect with me on social media, whether it is through Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And that's it. Until next time, adi!